Hey guys, Mike here. In this video, I'm going to explain what separates the really good players from the not so good players. And so I was doing some DSR prog or some reprog, I should say. And basically, I was doing DSR or I was trying to prog it maybe before Anabasio. So I want to say 3 months ago. So obviously, I'm just trying to de-rust, right? I'm trying to remember all the small details and just trying to get more consistent at the fight. It just repractice, right? So I jumped into a Meteors 2, like sort of the end of phase 2 prog party, and basically I could pick up a lot of the mechanics really quickly. And granted, I did do the mechanics before, so I technically know them, but the other people in the party, like they just couldn't get the mechanics, like especially the first trio. And I was wondering like why that is. Like clearly the players aren't that good. Sorry if I sound like a dick when I say that, but I was just thinking like what is it about these players that they just can't get it? And I think I figured it out. So the reason what separates really good players from maybe more beginner or not as experienced players is that the really good players are able to come up with tiny micro strategies that just make the all aspects of the fight easier, that allow them to save brain cells and brain cycles on and focusing on other things. For example, the rotation, focusing on teammates, focusing on other things, focusing on mechanics. So I found a very good example of this in action, and I have it right here. It's a POV of a Dark Knight off tank for the exact mechanic I was talking about. And watch what he does. I'm gonna play it right now. This is the first trio. So I'll just play the mechanic real quick so you know what mechanic I'm talking about. All right, first trio is you got to dodge these guys, right? All right, so it seems pretty simple, right? But there's something that he did that I don't see a lot of players doing, and it's granted it comes with experience, but I feel like just some not so good players will never ever do the strategy or the trick that he did to help solve that mechanic faster and more consistently. Because that again, that's what good players are. They're really consistent, and they just come up with these micro strategies that make them super consistent. So let's rewind it back, and then I will point out what he did that made it so easy for him to solve. Okay, so it's starting. Boss becomes untargetable now. Okay, see where he's running? He's running out here. He runs over here. And the reason why he runs here is because that means he can put his whole camera in view of the whole arena. That's literally why he's running out here. And again, the boss is untargetable because it doesn't matter where he goes, he's untargetable. So because he's running out here, you can see everything. And these three ads, which determine where the line AoEs are going to go, can spawn anywhere on this side of the arena. So what I see a lot of not so experienced players do, or not so good players do, is they still are standing by the boss. But the boss is untargetable. He can't be hit anyways, right? So they're just standing here, and they're essentially can only see maybe half of the arena by standing here. But if the ad spawns like here and they're standing here, they can't see the ad if they're spawning. And then they're what they end up doing is they just try to keep spinning their camera to try to see it. It just doesn't work that way. So by just doing this simple thing, by moving out towards the edge of the arena, like this player did here, he's able to see everything and instantly solve the mechanic. And he's not only that, he's able to do the mechanic so consistently every single time. And again, that's what separates the good players from the bad players, is that they're as they do the fights, as they're progging fights or just mastering fights, they're always trying to look for optimizations and tiny things that can make them more consistent. Again, so they can focus on other things like their rotation, on other teammates, on mitigations, and just other aspects of the fight that allow them to contribute more to the team. So, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that video. This is just a quick observation that I noticed. I hope you learned something, and thanks for watching.